Although the Bible is a multifaceted book, written over a period of 2,000 years by more than 40 different authors, it contains a remarkably simple message of God's redemption plan for people that is commonly known as the gospel. The gospel is the power of God to bring salvation to people. The gospel is the message that Christ commissioned every believer to communicate to others, so that all people could hear His good news. However, in many parts of the world, proclaiming the gospel story of Christ is difficult and often results in imprisonment, torture, and for some, even death. Dr. LaDonna sought for a simple way to communicate the fundamental facts of the gospel. The gospel icon was developed as the gospel without words. This unique visual is a tool to assist believers in communicating the four central events that comprise the gospel story. The response to this gospel icon has been overwhelming. It is now being used on bookmarks, as jewelry, being printed on pamphlets and pieces of clothing, and many other impacting expressions around the world. Thousands of believers are using this inspired design to help them proclaim the gospel with clarity and simplicity. The gospel can be understood by learning about four dynamic biblical events. First, God's creation is represented by the tree, reminding us of His beautiful plan for humanity from the beginning. Male and female were created in the image and likeness of God. They were destined to live in fellowship and harmony with Him, enjoying divine dignity, equality, and true purpose. Second, Satan's deception is represented by the serpent who tempted Adam and Eve to doubt God's integrity. Their choice to mistrust God led to their disobedience and ultimate alienation from God's presence. This was the birth of human suffering, marking humanity with a sense of shame, fear, and ultimate separation from all that was good and perfect. Third, Christ's substitution is represented by the cross. Here we see God's immeasurable love for people as He comes in Jesus Christ to bear the full punishment of their sin. Through His redeeming death, burial, and resurrection, humanity is saved from judgment and punishment and is once again able to experience the life of God. Each person who receives this great salvation by faith enjoys forgiveness of sin, restored relationship with their Creator, and eternal peace with God. Fourth, our restoration is represented by the new blossom. Everyone who believes the gospel and receives Jesus Christ as his or her personal Savior and Lord is restored to the plan that God intended for them in the beginning. This new birth miracle is realized by believers as they discover the fullness of God's life within them and as they cooperate with His divine expression through them to others. Believers are restored to divine dignity, equality, and true purpose. The vine within this gospel icon represents life that wraps itself around the entire story. We are reminded of the love of God that has been present throughout human history, ultimately fulfilling His eternal plan of redemption on behalf of all who will believe. The central and pivotal image within this gospel icon remains the cross of Jesus Christ. The Apostle Paul said, "The message of the cross is foolishness to those who are perishing, but to us who are being saved, it is the power of God." When you understand this transforming gospel, you can discover your own divine purpose. You can live as the unique person that God created you to be.